Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to teach you the 7-step process to achieve any goal that you set for yourself. Let's dive in. A lot of episodes we've been doing recently have been a lot of mindset, have been a lot of self-reflection, understanding yourself. This one's going to be more strategy. And we're about halfway through the year at this point right now. And so my question to you is, how are those New Year's resolutions doing? Do you remember those things that you set a few months ago? How are they going? Good? Bad? Did you forget about them? Are you exactly in the same place that you were a few months ago? Or are you a completely different person? Are you halfway to accomplishing your New Year's resolutions goals? And so no matter where you are, I love to go through this. I've done a version of this episode a few times over the past 9-10 years at this point. But I think it's really important for us to go, okay, let's self-assess. Let's see how we are with our goals right now. Let's see where we're sitting with those New Year's resolutions and realize we have about 6 months until the end of this year. How do I make sure that no matter how the first half of this year is gone, I'm still going to accomplish the goals that I want? I'm still going to get the body that I want. I'm still going to make the money that I want. I'm going to have the happiness that I want. I'm going to be able to take the trips that I want. Okay? And so we're going to go through the 7 steps. The first 6 steps are actually not mine. They're from my favorite book, Think and Grow Rich. But Think and Grow Rich is specifically around money. We're going to be around anything that you want. And then the 7th tip in order to get there and hit your goals is mine that I just threw in there for you. Cool? So let's go ahead and let's dive in, right? Step number 1. And the way that he says it inside of Think and Grow Rich is to fixate your mind on exactly what it is that you want. It is not sufficient to merely say, I want to make a lot of money, but define the amount that you want. So if we take this and kind of switch it over to anything in life, not just money, you need to get very clear on exactly what your goal is. Be very, very crystal clear. If you explained it to a 5-year-old, your 5-year-old would get it. Because one of the things that I find with people when they set goals is they set very, very vague goals. Not because they're doing it on purpose, but because they've never actually been shown exactly how to set their goals. And so a lot of people are like, my New Year's resolution, my back half of the year resolution is to lose weight. Okay, well, if you lose 1 pound, you accomplish your goal. That's probably not what you wanted though. If you're like, it's to make more money. Okay, well, if you make $1 more, then you accomplish your goal. But I'm sure your goal is not to make $1. And then I would ask himself a really important question, which is, how can I make this easier on myself? Because a lot of times we think that our success, whatever that thing means, whether it's losing weight, whether it's having a better relationship, whether that's making money, building a successful business, whatever it is, we think that it needs to be hard, like we have to struggle our way to success. And it could not be further from the truth, but we kind of have that ingrained into us. And so the question I always ask myself is, how can I make this easier on myself? Knowing that I tend to, the people who have I wrote this in my book, Level Up, the people who have the highest willpower are not the people who are the most driven, the most committed. It's people who have designed an environment around them that does not test their willpower. And so, how can you make it easier on yourself if you're trying to lose those 10 pounds, since that's the example that we're rolling with? Well, I got an idea. How about you don't have any food in the house, which is the type of food you're wanting to stay away from? I know that for me, if I have something sugary, I want more of that sugary thing. So if it's not in the house, I don't think about it. And so if I do like sugary stuff, well, how can I replace ice cream with fruit? I would go for watermelon. So how could I do that to help me? Because I'm getting the fiber as well. So it helps me digest and it's not as bad as having the ice cream. And so how can you make it easier on yourself? If part of your goal is you need to wake up early every single morning, how can I make it easier on myself to wake up early every single morning? Well, I can make sure that I go to bed earlier. I can make sure I have a routine that's a wind down routine so that I can fall asleep easier. What else can I do to wake up easier? I can take my alarm clock. I could put it on the other side of the room so I have to physically get up. There's an alarm clock that you can get that it's got wheels on it. And when it goes off, it literally falls onto the ground and rolls all around. So you have to physically get up and catch this damn thing that's running all over. Maybe that makes it easier for you to wake up. get creative with it. How can you make this easier on yourself so that it doesn't have to feel like it's so hard for you to lose the weight or make the money or be happy or develop better relationships? And so really that's what it comes down to. It's not difficult. It just takes your time, it takes your attention, and it takes you sitting down and planning these things. So number one is you have to figure out exactly what it is that you want. Number two, you have to figure out what you intend to give up. Number three, you have to figure out what date you're going to hit it by. Number four, you've got to create the plan. Number five, you've got to write a clear and concise statement that summarizes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number six, you need to read it aloud to yourself every single morning and every single evening at least. And number seven, you got to ask yourself the question, how can I make it easier on myself to hit this goal? So that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, please share it on your Instagram stories. Tag me at Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. And with that, I'll leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission to make somebody else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.